You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, we're going to be talking about the woke Olympics again and men boxing women in the Olympics. You guys already know, man, that there are actually two males actually boxing as women in the Olympics. And newsflash, guys, the mainstream media is now attacking you for actually calling out this BS. But however, man, they dug deep to actually attack you guys. Now, if you guys have been paying attention here on this channel, I know we got a lot of new subs in the last 30 days, mainly because of the Olympics. We got something like 22,000 new subs in the last month. But if you're really new here, guys, we have been covering the invasion of women's sports by men. And for the most part, guys, most of the people invading the women's sports are actually white people. We have been destroying them, guys. However, the AP, the woke AP, is now calling you racist because Iman Khalif is a, quote, person of color. Yeah. So apparently to the AP, if Iman Khalif was white, then they wouldn't say nothing about it. Funny, guys, how they actually really sticking up for Iman Khalif because you also have an Asian, Lin Yuting, who's also boxing women and beating them. Apparently, they don't have anything to say about him. Yeah, this is ridiculous, guys. Let's get into this. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. You guys can also support us by becoming a member on blackandwhitenetwork.com or supporting us on Locals, both for just $5 per month. Check the links in the description box. So here we go. You knew it was coming, guys. The AP claims racism and slavery are why Americans are upset about Iman Khalif boxing women. Now, Iman Khalif is from Algeria. Newsflash, guys. Those Muslim countries also had slavery. And I don't even know how they really bring racism into this. I believe they just make up stuff. But this is what they did, guys. They pulled the race card. It says here, Iman Khalif is an Algerian athlete who boxes women in the 2024 Olympics, despite having XY chromosomes, most likely because of a condition called DSD, differences in sex development, that causes naturally high testosterone. Well, the reason why that testosterone is high is because this is a male. Just that simple. Khalif made headlines in and out of sports last week after his Italian opponent, Angela Carini, pulled out seconds into that bout after saying she, quote, had never been hit so hard in her life. Skeptics are naturally concerned about the safety of women who box Khalif, who has innate biological advantages over competitors with XX chromosomes. But according to the Associated Press, which we are repeatedly told is a credible news organization, no, it's not, it's fake news, concerns about Khalif are rooted in, wait for it, racism, of course. Wow. It says, quote, for female athletes of color, scrutiny around gender rules and identity is part of a lone trend. Wow. They actually go in there, guys. Now, we covered the Leah Will Thomas situation here on this channel a few years ago, and we have been destroying Will Thomas for years. Wants to identify as a woman, even though he's a man. He was only ranked something like 470 in NCAA swimming on the men's side, ranked number 1 when he actually got in the pool with women. Why? Because there's a biological advantage, guys. Just that simple. So Outkick here does actually highlight some of the posts from this article. It says here are just a few of the paragraphs that stood out. This one says, female athletes of color have historically faced disproportionate scrutiny and discrimination when it comes to sex testing and false accusations that they are male or transgender, historians and anthropologists say. Wow, really? Now, we've also talked about, what's the runner's name for the women? Samanya. Now, Samanya has admitted, yeah, I got internal testes. Samanya's testosterone is up there with a man because, well, Samanya is a man, just like these other two guys are. Just that simple. Goes on. Next one says, Mitra and other advocates and anthropologists noted that international sporting federations don't tend to promote an understanding of diversity in sex and gender identity, and that gender tests have often targeted female athletes of color who don't conform to typically Western white ideals of femininity. White? If you were to ask the average black person, guys, guess what? They're going to say that Iman Khalif and Lin Yuting should not be fighting women. And it's just that simple. Goes on. Regardless of differences in sex or hormones, women of color and black women in particular have often been subjected to stereotypes that portray them as more masculine. Really? Maybe I missed that, guys. Maybe I missed that. Anyway, the definition of womanhood is often relying upon westernized notions of white femininity or standards of white beauty, said Cheryl Cookie, professor of American Studies and Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies at Purdue University. If a female athlete doesn't fit into those white westernized standards, they're subject to these questions and these accusations. Wow. You see what we're dealing with, guys? You see what we're dealing with here? Here's the last one here. Dehumanization and objectification stretches back to chattel slavery, when enslaved black women were valued for auction based on their physical appearances and skills that were seen as more masculine or more feminine. Wow. I can't believe I just read that, guys. I can't believe I just read that. But apparently, according to the AP, I'm a racist. This has nothing to do with race, man. I mean, if Iman Khalif was a white guy, we would actually be slamming him because what he's doing is wrong. Lin Yuting, same thing, man. I don't care that Lin Yuting is actually Asian. If he was white, I'd be slamming him also. You guys would too, man. This has nothing, absolutely nothing, guys, to do with race. But AP, man, just like the woke media, they have to pull racism out of anything, man. Out of anything. This is what the mainstream media does, man. This is absolutely pathetic right here. Pathetic. Who's actually going to buy into this BS, man? I know I'm not. I mean, think of this, man. If my daughter was actually in the boxing ring with a man, guess what? I'm going to have a major problem. And every single parent would actually have a major problem because it's not right. Why in the world would I actually let another man beat up on my wife or daughter? Something like that. Not going to happen. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.